Hello and welcome back to the Spaniel drawing. So what we're going to start with today, I've got the India red here. I just want to add a bit more colour around this area, just to darken areas up, and then I want to do a bit more depth along the bottom here, and then obviously work over to towards his right ear. So yeah, let's get started. So I've got the India red, and I'm just going to gently put this in places just to add a bit more depth. Obviously I don't want to make it too red, but just doing a bit of tinkering on this side, and then we can move on. And it gets a lot lighter up there, so I don't want to do too much more. Also, it's good to you know, come back to a drawing after 2 or 3 days, and then you can almost see it better and think, oh, I'll make that a bit darker, or you know, you look at it in a different light, literally sometimes. So yeah, I looked at it today and thought I just wanted to add a bit more colour. Okay, right, I think I'll leave it at that. I don't want to overdo it. So I'm going to work along the bottom here. So I'm going to stick to the Luminance along here. I've got the raw umber. I'm just going to see how this looks. So I'm going into the black as well, so I'm just dragging it a little bit. It just makes it look a bit more natural rather than just a line. Excuse me. Now that needs to be darker under there. I'm going to get the, let's have a look. Let's try the cocoa in the Pablo. It's probably not dark enough. Let's go with the sepia, dark sepia. Right, I've got the dark sepia. Okay, I think that's better. I'm going up and under the fur as well, around his nose. Okay, let's go back to the raw umber, 10%. Okay, it just helps ground it a little bit. I've got a sepia 10. I'm going to see if this is any better. It doesn't really matter what colour you use, I don't think, down here. It's whatever works for you. Okay, we can always revisit this once we've done this side anyway, so Okay, let's come up to the top here. Let's get this middle part done. So I'm going to go with the warm grey one. Okay, so I've got the warm grey one. I've actually been trying to jiggle with the light as well to try and improve the lighting. Yeah, it's not easy when you're on drafting film because you don't want the shine, but you want it to be light enough. So yeah, do bear with me. I'm sure I'll work it out, but I think it's okay. So the warm grey one, let's get the middle part done. So I'm just gonna put this in with the warm grey one. Okay, now we've got a bit of colour up here, a bit of the orangey. Let's go with. Okay, so I've got the warm grey one. I've just been trying to jiggle the lighting as well. It's not easy when you're on drafting film because obviously it looks shiny, so I'm trying to combat that as well as light up this area. So do bear with me. I think it's a bit better, but I'm sure I'll get there. So anyway, this is the warm grey one. I'm just going to do the middle part here. But yeah, it's a bit tricky getting the lighting right, but as I say, it's a work in progress. Okay, now we've got a bit of colour up here in the forehead, so I'm thinking let's go with beige red. It's a bit lighter than the cinnamon, just to add that little fleck of colour he's got up the top. Okay, I might add a bit more colour. Let's have a look. I've got the warm earth 40. Got a bit more colour to it. Okay, but I think that would be fine. So just continue with the warm grey one. Okay, I might put a bit of cold grey one as well, just for a bit of varying in colour. I don't want it blank white. I'm just going to add a bit of shade in. Can't really see it too well, but okay. I'm going to get the beige red back out. I'm just going to put a bit more up here as we go over to the other side. Okay, and then we can move over to here. Right, so I think while I've got the no, actually I'm going to go with the Luminance, and I'm going to go with burnt ochre 10%. So I've got the burnt ochre 10%. I'm just going to carry on up his forehead. can take these lines out because they're a bit distracting. I don't need them anymore. Okay, I'm going to take that all the way up, I think. Okay, take it up here as well. I'll just get a smooth coverage all over the top part here. So I'm just going over it. Right, again, at the top here it gets a lot lighter. So I'll take it up to the top, but I'm flicking the pencil off. And we start the ear here. Okay, I think I'm going to try go with the Warm Earth 40. Let's try and get my bearings. We've got the lighter bit here, so I'm going to darken these areas up with the Warm Earth 40. Okay, and on the top here, okay, and then in this corner it gets darker. That's my little dog walking around. Okay. I might get into starting the other ear as well, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to go back to the ochre, burnt ochre 10% just to smooth that out. So I'm using this for the lighter areas. In your bed. That's my little dog. She's settled in her bed now, so hopefully she'll settle now. You won't believe she's been on a 4-mile walk this morning. Anyway, so okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to soften these edges up. I've got the putty rubber here, and it will just soften those edges. It doesn't work brilliantly on the drafting film, but hopefully you can see it does help a bit. Also, we've got that line there that we want to take out. I've got a new one of those actually, and it's the Faber-Castell rubbers. This is obviously a new one. They come in all colours actually, but yeah, that's all I've used. You can get them on Amazon or pretty much anywhere. Okay, let's get the terracotta, I think. Let's inject some orange colours. Okay, and a bit at the side here. Looking better now. He's got a full head rather than half a head, so that's progress. Okay, I've just taken these lines out because they're a bit distracting, so I think that looks better, so it's less distracting. I've got the cocoa in the Holbein. I was going to use the burnt sienna, but as you can, hopefully you can pick that up. The Holbein's a bit more brighter than the burnt sienna, so I'm going to go with the Holbein cocoa. I mean, you can go with the burnt sienna, but the cocoa is a bit lighter and richer. it's more of an orangey brown colour. It's the colour that I'm after. That's why it's good to have different brands, because they do different colours. So if you're like me, you can't have too many colour pencils. They're a bit addictive. I know it's not just me. Okay, put a bit more up there. Okay, now I do need to darken it all. I'm wondering if, just thinking of the caput mortuum, let's try, see how that looks, because I think that's what we've been using down here. That's working okay actually. So this is the caput mortuum, not the caput mortuum violet. I think this is lighter than the violet one. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the colour difference, but the caput mortuum is the lighter one. And then the violet one's obviously more violetty. So there is quite a difference actually. Okay, so we take that to the side of his face there. I'm going to put a bit more pressure now because I want to darken this side bit up. My pencil is a bit too sharp, but we'll work with it. And I'll take out the top there before it goes into the ear. I'm just trying to work out the top of his ear, so it's dark there. So I'm just going to put that line in as a guidance, because that's the top bit where it gets dark and it gets quite light. I can always take it out with a rubber, but it's just nice to put some guides down so you know where you are in the drawing. When I first started drawing many years ago, I used to do the grid method, you know, with the squares. It's actually it was really a good way to start drawing it. Very time consuming, but it really did help with me, so I could understand, you know, because you're freehanding with the grid, and I'm sure online you can check that out if you don't know what I mean, but I really liked doing the grid method, but as I say, it's very time consuming, so I tried to find a different way eventually. But everyone does it different, don't they? So, but yeah, that's how I started putting the line drawing down, was with the grid method. Okay, I'm going to put a bit more into this little bit here. I'm going to get the rubber. While I've got that, I'm just going to put a bit of that in the middle there. Very lightly. So I'm trying to do this softly with a sharp pencil, which is not easy, but that's okay. I can correct that with a rubber. Okay, let's get the little mono rubber out. Let's give that a bit of a clean. I do need to get some more of these rubbers actually. Okay, so let's put some highlights in. Clean. Took a bit too much out there, but that's fine. Okay, let's carry on down here. Does get mucky quick, but as long as you keep on top of it, it's not an issue. Okay. Ooh. It doesn't want to come off. That's it. I'm just gently going over any harsh lines as well, just to soften them with this rubber. Okay. Right, I'm going to use the burnt ochre again. Burnt ochre 10%, just to go any harsh lines that I've just made. Not to eradicate them, just to soften them up, so it all blends together nicely. Okay, I need to sort this bit out. Let's go with the brown ochre. I had it a minute ago. Oh, it's right in front of me. There we go. Just, that's better. So you can't really make a mistake on drafting film, because as you see, you can just correct it straight away, which is what I love. So I'm going to go back to the warmer 40. I'm just going to do a bit of tidying up in places. This needs to be darkened as well, actually. Okay, right, let's concentrate on darkening this up. I think I might go with the burnt sienna first. Okay, and then I'll probably go with the caput mortuum violet this time. Yeah, let's get the violet one out. So I've got the caput mortuum violet now. I think I've taken that a bit too high. Let's just take a bit of that out. Oh, just gone a bit too high there. Again, it's easy rectified. Okay, I'll fill that back in a moment. Let's just carry on with this violet. just going back and forth to get even coverage. Okay, and I'm just going to get the black out now. Okay, I'm gonna get the warmer 40 back. Where are you? Right, warmer 40. I'm just using this as a blending tool as well. Another one I was going to use actually was the sepia, but in the luminance. So the sepia luminance, just to darken some areas. Okay, so I've got the rubber back out, so I'm just going to put a few more highlights in. Okay, just going to get a bit of India red and put this in places. I'm going to get the burnt ochre just to go over those highlights a bit. Okay, put a bit of this up here, so I'm just tidying it up a bit, and then this area is pretty much done. Let's do a bit of slice tool as I've got it out. I was actually looking at getting another slice tool because I think they're cheap. They're as cheap as the actual blades. I mean, these pens are ridiculously expensive. I think they're heading up to about £40 now, which is crazy. So yeah, they're certainly not a cheap item, and the blades don't really last a long time, but they are great to have. You know, it does really work well on the film. But yeah, if you can get yourself one, that, you know, I think you'll be pleased to have one. They are good. But I know I've ordered blades in the past and I always get the wrong size, so I just go and get the whole thing again, which isn't ideal. But they're very effective on the film to work with, so right, that's I don't want to overdo it with this. Let's just add in a few more lines or fur highlights. I'll do a bit more here. Okay, I think we can move on to the ear. What I will do actually is I'll just soften up the top of his head here. Okay, so I've just moved things over a bit so we can start working down this side. So yeah, I'm going to start working on the ear. So I've got the warm grey one. I'm just going to put that in as a first layer. I'll take these horrible lines out soon. I'm just going to do this on the outer part of the ear because obviously it's quite dark in the middle part there. Okay, looking at this is actually it's quite a lot lighter than the other side. So obviously the light source coming from this side. So we're coming down here. Okay, I've just put my microphone on, so I hope you heard the beginning. I've just used the warm grey one, and I've just started from the top of the ear and I'm working down. I'm only doing this side with the warm grey one. So the fur's quite long down here and it's draping over his little paw there. Okay, so okay, a little bit down here. Okay, I'm just trying to work out what these two lines are, but that's just the whiskers. I don't know why I put them in really. Right, okay, so let's put a bit of colour in now. Right, so I think I'm going to go with one of the Luminance. So I've got the burnt ochre 10%. It's got the top of the ear here. working out where I am on the ear. Okay, I think this is the bottom part of the ear here, and then that's just the rest of his little leg in there. Okay. I've still got to do the corner of his face there as well. So I'm not worrying about details at the moment. I'm just working out the fur directions and the darker bits. I'm going to put this in the lighter part as well a little bit, because it's quite light this side, but we want some colour in. I'll just put a bit of this burnt ochre in. I've got the warmer 40 now. I'm just seeing, right, so that comes down here. Bit of that up there as well. Okay, let's think. I'm going to get a bit of terracotta, I think. Okay, let's just rub that pigment off. Okay, I've got the cocoa in the Holbein. Just thinking if there's a colour like this but in the Luminance range. I was thinking russet, but that's too, no, that won't work. Just seeing if there's a Luminance that's similar, so it'd be quite nice to stick with the same brand, but I can't think of anything at the top of my head. Okay, just use this a bit more down here. Now I've got the caput mortuum. And then down here it's quite dark. I will get the black again. Or actually the walnut might be a better colour. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the, where is it, the burnt ochre, 10% in the Luminance, just to blend those edges. Okay, right, let's darken down the side here. Let's get the walnut brown. Okay, and then down here, okay, I've just taken some of these lines out actually. I've got the raw umber here, 10%. We've got some very light browns coming down here, so I thought the raw umber would be a good one to put in. Maybe a bit of sepia 10 as well might be a good one. As well. Let's try the sepia 10. Give it a bit of a shade in here. It comes down here and then it goes off around his paw. I think that works quite well. Okay, back to the raw umber. Do this bit here. Okay, and I think before we do any more on the ear, I need to get the foot in, or the paw rather, because we've got some fur coming over the paw, so I'm going to get the rubber. Let's put some highlights in. Oh, my rubber's just flung up my pen, hang on. Okay, I just put another one in. I'm not going to go looking for it. I just picked the pen up and the rubber came flinging out. Right, anyway, so let's put some highlights in. Okay, then we've got some hairlines flicking across. Might do a bit of slice tool there. Get that clean. Not easy keeping these rubbers clean. Okay, and then a couple down here. Right, I'm going to go back to the burnt ochre 10. Go back to the warm earth 40 actually. That isn't the warm earth 40, that's the 5. Warm earth 40 I'm looking for. Here it is. Yeah, I picked up the wrong one. That was the warm earth 5. This is the 40.